So today I'm going to be doing an Ulta haul video. This is from I think 2 different Ulta hauls, and it's just kind of a collection of items, and I'm gonna actually try on some of the products and share with you guys what I think about them from my very first impression using them. So the first product I got was a chapstick. This is from Bum, and this is the Watermelon Chopstick. I actually fell in love with this because my boyfriend had the banana one, I think, and from all people to get a good chapstick recommendation from, I never would have thought I got it from my boyfriend, but I tried his and like I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. So I ended up ordering one of these, and this one is in the scent watermelon. It smells so good. Next I had a little gift with purchase product. This was from Too Faced, and this is just a miniature of the Better Than Sex Mascara. I love this mascara, and I've had many of these, so I'm gonna save those for a rainy day. And I bought the Too Faced Turn Up the Light highlighter palette. This one is 3 different highlighters in one product. This is the light one. It comes with 3 different colors. There's Glow, Soft Focus, and Dazzle. This one is gonna be more like your regular highlight. This one is much more of like a ambient powder kind of all over, and then this one I think is more of like a topper kind of like shimmer sparkle type of product. So it's definitely really pretty and kind of more of expensive product and a little bit bulky, but it's cute as well. The next product I got is an eyebrow product from Makeup Revolution. This is called the Fast Brow Pomade, and I got the one in the color Ash Brown, and I'm very picky when it comes to my eyebrow products, but this one's really interesting because it's like a click pin type of product, and it dispenses through like a little comb. So I thought this would be a really interesting brow product to try, and I'm very picky, but I did use it today and I really like how it looked. It really surprised me. So I will show you in a minute more of the actual details and like application process of a lot of these products, but this one was really fun. So the next thing I got was an eyeshadow palette from Ulta brand, and this is called the Ulta Beauty Everyday Faves palette. It's just really sleek and compact, and I love that about that. And this one is very reminiscent of a like a Stila, like it looks just like the Stila eyeshadows, but these are so good. I have been using this non-stop for like a week now, and I am just so impressed with these shadows, which I feel like Ulta's brand, like, I don't know, they're just very underrated in my opinion. They have so many good things, and I feel like just all the excitement of other brands, you know, Ulta's brand actually gets like overlooked so much. Also because I feel like a lot of Ulta products people try usually come in like little sets like this. So this was a set that I got that came with my purchase because I purchased this. It was like a little free makeup clutch, and I love the color of this. It's like a beautiful peach color. It's so pretty, and it came with a few products in here. And some of the items it came with, first it came with the On The Go Cleansing Makeup Towelette facial removers. I just like these. I'm gonna save these and put them in my like travel bag and stuff. I feel like it's just a nice compact thing to have, so it came with that. It also came with a mascara. This is the Ulta Beauty Maximum Lashes Defining Mascara. I have not tried this yet, and I'm not gonna open it yet just because I have so many mascaras at the moment, so I will eventually get to this, but I'm really intrigued. I'll have to kind of look up and see what the brush of this looks like, because brushes can really make or break a mascara. So if it's not really something I'm into, I'll probably pass it on. Otherwise, I'm gonna save it for a while. The next product that comes in it is the Mini Poreless Face Primer. I used this one today. This one's very similar to very silicone-y types of face primers, but again, if you've never tried them or you just want like a little small travel size of one, I'm really glad that they included that. Next is the Matte Eye Primer. I feel like this is just such the perfect size for an eye primer, so I got that as well. Then it came with 2 mini palettes. So the first one is a blush palette. This one is so cute. It comes with 2 colors in it. It has a bronzer and a blush in it. The bronzer is matte, which I appreciate, and the blush has a little bit of shimmer in it. It kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm kind of color. I do wish it came with like a little mirror. Even if it was like a cheap one, just some type of mirror would have been really nice to have in here, but very small and compact. It's almost about the size of like a credit card. And then the next palette is only slightly bigger, so if I compare the two, this one is the blush one, and then the one behind it is the Bloom palette, and this is like a little eyeshadow palette. Again, it would be nice if it came with a mirror, but it does not. But it does come with 3 mattes and 3 shimmers, and I wish that this color would have been a deeper color, just to kind of like set it apart from this one, just because these are very similar, and with only having 6 colors, every color kind of counts. So I feel like if they would have made this a bit of a deeper color, it would have really made this palette a lot more versatile. The next product that came was a lipstick. This one is in the color Nudely Interrupted, and it's what I'm wearing now. I feel like this is a really pretty flattering universal kind of color. I feel like so many people could pull off this color and it would look really nice on them. So I think that was a really good color option that they added to this bag. And the last product was the Ulta Beauty Jelly Gloss Lip Gel. So this one I'm actually going to pass along to someone else. I just felt like I wouldn't get a whole lot of use out of this, but it's just kind of like a super sparkly, shimmery, probably what I imagine to be like a really sheer kind of gloss. So I just know someone who would get a ton of use out of this, and I'm just gonna pass it along to her. So the next three things I have, I'm going to do an entire dedicated video to that I'm actually in the process of filming right now. So these I got while they were on sale. I don't believe they're on sale anymore, but I did want to share my reviews of these as well. I got 3 different sets of magnetic eyelashes, which I've never tried before. I always thought they were super gimmicky, and they've really kind of evolved then from where they first started in the very beginning, like a few years ago. They used to have like these 2-layer ones that sandwich together on your lash, and those just, I've never tried them, but from all the videos I've seen, they seem to be pretty gimmicky and not very effective, but they've really kind of evolved, and brands have come out with new things and they've done their own twists on them. So the latest thing with magnetic lashes is, without actually using glue or using 2 eyelashes together that are magnetized, is to use a magnetic eyeliner that they stick to, which I think is ingenious. So I got 3 different brands of lashes to try. The first one is the Kiss Magnetic Eyeliner. These were, I think, about $12 or so. I think they're regularly $15 to $17-ish. So they're definitely a little bit more expensive than just like your typical eyelash, depending on the brand and the quality of them. But you are getting the eyeliner as well. And if you take care of these, you could potentially reuse them a lot more. So the next brand I got, these are the ones I'm actually wearing right now. These are the Ardell Magnetic Liner and Lash, and these are in the style Wispy. So these are the ones I'm wearing right now, and this one comes in a gel eyeliner formula. And the last one I got is the Eyelure London Pro Magnetic eyeliner system. So this one is more like a liquid liner style eyeliner, and then of course the lashes as well. So I will do a whole video dedicated to those, letting you guys see what I think about them, how they work, if they are worth the money or not, and just all of my opinions on that. So I'm really excited to do that. I feel like that's going to be a really fun video to do. And the last 2 things I got were eyeshadow palettes, both from Morphe. I only have a few Morphe palettes, but these, when they came out, I was like, I need those. They are so pretty, and I believe they were under $20 a piece, so definitely a little bit more affordable. The first one I got is the Artistry palette, and this one is called Makin Bank. So it's just a very sleek style package, and then the actual colors are like this. It's such a pretty palette. If you like green eyeshadows, this is such a stunning palette. It's so beautiful. But even though it's greens, I love that there's a lot of like neutral colors thrown in, so you can actually like make a really wearable look from this palette. So this one I've only used a couple times, but I cannot wait to use it again. The only thing is, I hate whenever the names are on these little like acetate sheets. I just hate that, because then I have to keep up with that if I want to remember the color names. And then I also got another one of the palettes. This one is the Blue Ya Away palette, and this one is, again, so pretty. It's a blue eyeshadow palette. It's just really perfect mix. Like, again, I said, it's got some of those neutral browns and stuff in there, a few silvers, to really like, I don't know, put together an entire look, especially with like ColourPop. Even though I love the way their eyeshadow palettes look, the like monochromatic ones, I don't like when an entire eyeshadow palette is just like all blues and there's like no colors to kind of ground the rest of the palette. So unless you're doing something like really out there and really fun and bright, or unless you're pulling in other colors, I feel like you're very limited with what you can do with those types of palettes. So I like whenever they add in these grounding colors to really make a palette very versatile, in my opinion. So yeah, let me know if there are any more products from this haul that you want me to do more in-depth videos on or reviews. I could definitely see myself doing that for the Morphe palettes that I got, or possibly some of the other products in this video. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think and what you guys want to see. I'm trying my best to film some more videos lately, so hopefully I can do that and get more content for my channel. Alright, so I'm going to start with the Poreless Face Primer Mini that came in my little kit here. I've actually never tried this primer primers, so I'm gonna kind of see what this one's about. It is a bit one of those like clear, kind of silicone-y looking primers, and then apply it across my face. I'm gonna focus this mainly in my T-zone area. It's definitely a very thin feeling primer and very slip and slide. So just my first impression thoughts on this primer. If you do like super thin kind of smoothing primers, this might be one you like. I prefer more of ones that are a little bit thicker and more pore filling. This one really is just, I don't know, it kind of gives me more of like a slip and slide feeling, and sometimes I'm not a huge fan of that because I feel like it can make the foundation slide around underneath. So at least the first impression, I'm not a huge fan of that one. So now I'm gonna move on to the Ulta Beauty blush palette. They are really little, so like just to show like the size of my brush next to it, and this is a pretty small brush in my opinion, so these are very small, but they are very cute. I feel like they could have made these a tiny bit bigger, like with the packaging size and everything, but it's still really cute. So I'm going to start with this bronzer, and I'm just going to pick that up on my brush, and I'm going to kind of like contour bronze with it and see what I think about it. Definitely a little bit powdery. It is kind of like falling out a bit out of the actual pan, but I didn't expect too much out of it, but it is working pretty well. I feel like for me it's a pretty decent color if you have light skin, and overall I like that it's not shimmery. I'm so glad that they did not include a shimmery bronzer because I don't know, I really don't like shimmery bronzers anymore. And I'm going to use just a tiny bit of this to kind of define my nose just a little bit. Overall I really like it. I feel like that was a nice little bronzer, especially for how small and like travel friendly it is. So now I'm going to use the blush in here. I'm usually not a huge fan of shimmery blushes, but this one I feel like is really pretty and it's not overly shimmery, so let's kind of give this one a go. So you can see like my brush is kind of large compared to the blush, but that will be just fine. And I'm just going to kind of lightly dust this on my cheeks. Alright, and that is how the blush look. I think it's really cute, and this is going to be really handy because I have a video idea I've been wanting to do for a while, and I feel like this would be perfect for it. Alright, and now I'm going to do highlighter. So I'm going to use my Too Faced new one. So first I'm just going to take the middle one. This one is called Soft Focus. I'm going to use the brush that actually came in my little Ulta bag. It's really nothing that, I don't know, unique or anything. It is pretty soft though, but it is, I don't know, just not a brush I would typically use, but I thought since I have it, I will give this one a go. So I'm gonna take the Soft Focus one, and I'm just gonna kind of go all over my face with that and just kind of see if it does anything super noticeable. I'm not expecting it to do a whole lot, just because it is a bit more of, and supposed to be, a really, what's the word, like subtle kind of product. And I feel like I could get away with just using that as like my overall powder for my face, and it wouldn't be too crazy or anything. Even if I kind of swatch it, it really does have a bit of that really subtle kind of glow, which is nice for all over the face. Okay, so I love how that looks. It just kind of gave my skin a really soft glow without looking like I put highlighter all over my face. So next I'm going to use this color here. This one is called Glow, and that one is more of the shimmery highlighter. It's what I would call the medium of the three. Like if this is like the light, this is the medium, and this is like the intense. I would definitely call this one medium, and that's the color Glow. So I'm just going to pick it up on my highlighter brush, and I'm going to put that on my cheek. That you can really see is like, compared to the other side, super shimmery and highlighty. So I'm kind of surprised at what the last one is gonna look like if this one is so reflective and so shiny. Just from swatching the two, I can definitely tell that the Dazzle color is almost more of like a topper, like shimmer kind of highlighter, whereas the Glow color is what I would consider like a usual or like a traditional highlighter. Like it's got color to it, you can see it, but the Dazzle one definitely seems to be more of like a topper type of one. It doesn't have as much base color to it. So I'll just do a tiny bit of that because I don't want to go crazy with sparkle all over my face, but definitely one I feel like I wouldn't get as much use out of, that last color, but these two I really like how that looks. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to eyes, so I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see a little bit better. All right, so the next product that came in my bag was the eye primer. This is the matte eye primer in the color Nude. So one problem I feel like most people have with eyeshadow primer is that they apply way too much of it. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit, and I'm gonna kind of warm it up between my fingers. and I'm going to apply those to my lids. Now this one is in the color Nude. I want to see if it has much of like a color to it or a base or anything. It definitely seems like it has a tiny bit of coverage. Nothing that's going to look like you put concealer on your eyes, but something that will help kind of conceal just a little bit of the, if you have any like veins in your eyes, just kind of lightly even out the color of it without it adding too much coverage. Okay, so for my eyes today, I'm going to be using this little palette again that came in the little set. This is the Bloom palette, and again, I wish it had a little mirror. That'd be so perfect, but it does have 6 colors in here. Very light, soft kind of colors. It looks like there are 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. So I'm going to start with the color Peony. That is this one here, and that is like a cream matte color. So I'm going to pick that color up, and I'm just going to start that in the crease just to kind of even out my eyelids a bit, and I'm going to bring that all the way up. This is pretty much the same exact color as my skin tone, so it's not going to do a whole lot for me as far as a color, but it will be a nice blending kind of transition color. Next, I'm going to take this color Hyacinth. It, like I said, is very similar to the color Maple here, but it's just slightly cooler in my opinion. But as far as the depth of these two, they are too similar in my opinion to be together. You could have given like a darker color and it would have been a little bit more balanced, but I'm going to start with this one and put that in the crease, and that is the color Hyacinth. Alright, so this color I feel like is really not doing a whole lot for me. It doesn't seem to show up very much. It does give me a little bit of definition, but it's very subtle, and I feel like it's not up to what I would like for my eye makeup because I have very hooded lids and I like to have a bit more depth to kind of mask the hoodedness of my eyes. So this color is just not dark enough for me. It's definitely very subtle, and if you like a sheer wash of color, this would be good for you, but for me it's just not enough for me. I'm gonna take that same color again, and I'm gonna use that to run on my lower lash line. Sometimes this is where I can really tell if a color is gonna show up or not. Because it definitely is showing up more on my under eyes than it is in my crease, and that could be because it's not laying well with this color. I feel like sometimes if you try to blend 2 colors together, they kind of cancel each other out a little bit, so I'm wondering if that might be what it is, because it is showing up a little bit better on my under eyes. So I'm gonna just try to take a little bit more and put that in the crease. See if I can kind of build that color up a little bit more, and using a stiffer brush could help as well. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to the other matte color here, Maple. I'm going to see if this one does anything else or helps to kind of build the depth at all, but I'm not having too much faith in it at this moment. It just kind of seems like it's like I'm putting it on, but it's not really doing anything. So that did help deepen it just a little bit, but again, I just like a little bit more pigmented shadows. And it's not necessarily that these shadows aren't pigmented, it's just they're not dark enough for me. So I especially see that to be the case if you are tanner or deeper complected than me. These colors probably won't do much for you at all because I'm very fair and they're not showing up too well on my skin. They're there, but it's not gonna give you super contrast against your skin tone if yours is deeper than mine. So another product really quickly just to kind of deepen up the colors like I like, I'm going to use the Ulta Beauty Everyday Faves palette. This is stunning. So it looks like this. It's very reminiscent of like some Stila eyeshadow palettes in my opinion, but the colors of these are beautiful. I'm going to take this deepest one here and I'm going to just deepen up the crease just a little bit. See, like you can already see that color difference. And again, this is still Ulta brand, but these palettes, oh my gosh, I've only tried this one, but I love this palette and it's so compact. It's like you get all of these colors in here. You get what, 12 colors in this really small, sleek kind of palette. I feel like this is another really good option if you are trying to find more like travel friendly makeup or just stuff that doesn't take up a huge amount of space. And the shadows in this palette are so beautiful and easy to blend. So if you haven't tried like Ulta's actual like brand, you really should like give it a try because it's so nice. All right, so I think you can see just how much more depth that color added to the look, and I just feel like it's more of a complementary shade for me. Okay, so now going back to the Bloom palette, I'm going to finish off the look with, I feel like I want to do the Tiger Lily color, so I'm going to take that on a brush and I'm going to do that on the lid. I'm also going to take a little bit of it and put it on the lower lash line, just kind of blend that where it meets the darker shadow. And then finally, I'm going to take the lightest color here, Lilac. It's just a very icy kind of champagne color, and I'm going to do that on the inner corner just to bring a little bit more light there. That's a really pretty shadow. Like, you can just see how much light that just brought to the inner corner. Okay, so overall this is how the eyeshadow looks. Now of course I did have to add in the darker shadow to make it work, but overall I don't love but I don't hate this palette either. I mean, it's really cute, and if you are into more subtle sheer wash of makeup, I feel like this would be a really good option. I just wish they would have made this color a darker color, and I feel like you could get so much more out of this palette. Okay, so before I finish my eyes, I'm going to do my eyebrows first. So this is from Makeup Revolution, and it's like a new eyebrow product. I do not know how this is gonna go. It comes in a little, like a brush kind of applicator, but it's like a brush thing, and you click it up and it goes through there. This could be a horrible product, I don't know, but I want to try it out and see what I think. And I'm very, very particular with my eyebrow products, so we'll just have to see if I like this or not. I did have to click it like 30 times before I could get anything to come out of here, so I'm probably gonna have to click it some more. Got a lot that time. Okay, I might have to dispense some of this on the back of my hand because I definitely overdid it that time, but I'm gonna try doing this. It's kind of like a little silicone comb almost, and that's kind of how it feels putting it on my brows. So let's see how it goes. It's definitely a little bit wide for the tip of my brow than what I would typically like, but it's definitely an interesting product. It kind of feels like I'm taking a little brush and just brushing through my eyebrow hairs. So another thing that I am very picky about is the front of my brow. My brows, I plucked them when I was younger and totally messed them up. So they don't go in as far as I would like. So I always have to kind of like try to recreate the brow more inward. So that's a problem I usually have with a lot of eyebrow products, is I can't get them to match the actual area where there's actual hair to where there is a bare spot and make it look natural. So I'm gonna have to try, oop, see, I kind of got a little crazy there. Luckily it is easy to kind of wipe away if you're quick. Definitely see this being a lot better suited towards people that already have thicker brows, and especially if you are someone who just wants to really maybe like fill in the color of your brows more. If you already have really structured good brows to begin with, this could be a really nice product for you. But if you're really creating your brows from nothing, I don't feel like this would be the product for you. Especially at the tail end of my brow, I can't get this as thin as I usually do. And the consistency of the product is very, it's more like a creamy kind of product, which I like because I was afraid it was going to be too sheer or too inky or anything like that where you can kind of see through it too much. I feel like it did a really good job at where the actual bare spot of my brow is compared to where there's actually hair. I feel like there's not a noticeable color difference between the two. So this actually worked a little bit better than I was expecting. The only thing is I just wish that the tip of this brush was just a tiny bit smaller so I could get all the way to the edges of my brows and get that really nice and neat. But overall, I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I did not know what I would think about this brow product, but I'm kind of surprised. I like this. I like how it looks. This is really like easy and convenient just to have one product in there. Right now, I'm using another eyebrow cushion and I have to use a separate brush for it. So it's nice that this is all one product in one piece, so I don't have to worry about, okay, do I have my brush? Do I have my brow product? It's just all one thing. And overall, I did like this look. I'll have to see how it wears, because that's another thing, especially when it's hot in the summertime. Sometimes I'll like sweat and I'll accidentally wipe away part of my brow, so that's never a fun thing. So I'm gonna have to try this out some more, but my first impression, I don't hate it, and I'm really, really surprised. As far as the color, I like the color. I feel like it is a bit darker than my hair color, obviously, but I just like darker brows anyway. So as far as the color, I really like it. It's not too warm, it's not too dark. So yeah, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and come back with the last few products. I do want to try this lipstick that also came in. This is like a really pretty color. This one is the Ulta Beauty lipstick. I love the packaging of this. It's just, it looks so nice and sleek, and it reminds me of like the NYX lipsticks. I want to see if this actually comes off on the bottom like the NYX ones did. I'm not getting it, so I don't know if it comes off or not, but this one is in the color Nudely Interrupted, and this is the color of the lipstick. This is really pretty. I feel like it's a color I could wear, so I'm glad that they threw in a color that would flatter my skin tone. And I'm going to use my Steve Laurent lip liner just to line my lips really quickly. All right, and I'm just gonna apply this color. Oh, I really like that. It's really smooth and creamy and it glides on so easily. So yeah, I really like this color. It's a very pretty, springy, everyday kind of color I feel like I could wear and get use out of. So I'm glad that that color was included. And the last thing I have is the Ulta Beauty On The Go Makeup Cleansing Wipes. These are just like a little travel one. I'm just gonna hold onto these and put them in my travel bag, but I'm sure they'll get the job done. But yeah, so that was pretty much everything I had using my Ulta Beauty bag and a couple other products that I got from Ulta. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. Until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.